Yesterday, I drove to a city about 45 miles from my home in Atlanta to a track meet in Powder Springs, Georgia. I would say 90% of the participants in these track meets are black. The balance is not all white. I think we have a few Latinos. I think we have some Asians. Yeah, that's about it. And but most of the track meets are full of mostly black parents and other and their family. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining, the wind was blowing, and for us folks in Atlanta on June the 9th, for us to still be having such lovely weather is something to celebrate. So I was just feeling that. And here I was with all of these black folks. I would say there were 90% of them were middle class. There were, I would say, half of the people there were married couples, and most of those married couples had smaller kids with them, and then they had their bigger kid who was running in the event. It was a family kind of gathering, and everybody was. It was just chill, man. There wasn't any. Nothing was loud. Nothing was Everything was well ordered. The event ran a little slower than I would have liked, but it was well organized. We had some food trucks. We had, you know, everything was just kind of smooth. And I appreciated that. And I appreciated just sitting down next to somebody and striking up a conversation and just the vibe. It was a vibe, man. It was a vibe. And it was full of beautiful, uh, it was the best of black culture that I get to experience for myself all the time. There was no foolishness. There were no problems. It was a bunch of beautiful young black athletes mostly, and they were all beautiful athletes, but mostly black. Beautiful young athletes doing something collectively that was positive and growthful and healthy, and families doing a family thing that was from as familiar to me as all the family things I've done with my whitish family and with all the white families that I've been around. It was just a family vibe, man, with a little bit of black flavor. It didn't particularly have a black flavor. I've been to some of the meets where we had a DJ in the infield and some brothers doing like those fraternity steps, and just kind of spontaneously there were these three guys just kind of feeling the music, and then all of a sudden they break out into some of the the step dance. So that felt like a black thing, and then the whole vibe was different. It was bumping. The whole thing was bumping with music for from the beginning to the end of the of the meet. So that had a more of a black thing about it, but this was just a middle class thing. It was a middle class American thing, is what it felt like to me. And I did a little research when I got home, in Powder Springs, I forget what the population is. It's less than 100,000. I would say maybe 50,000 people. Of those 50,000, about over 50% of Powder Springs is black. I think about 30% is white, and the balance is other. Um, and I think it has below average crime rate for a city of its size in Georgia, below average crime rate for nationally. It has, I think, like 20%, 30, 20, roughly 20% of the household income is $100,000 and above, and maybe $120,000 and above. So in a city that is primarily black and largely middle class, to have a strata of income, $120,000 and above, that is probably a significant black representation in that. Good. This is middle class America, man. But we don't ever see that. If I were an alien watching black content creators, and I watch a lot of black content on YouTube. But if I put some fresh eyes on all the content that I've watched, I have never heard anyone report on a nice positive gathering. And there's probably a good reason. I may get 5 clicks for this. I may get negative clicks. The absurdity of reporting that black people were having a fun time and nothing happened. It was beautiful. There are other black people who are not having a beautiful sunshiny day and the birds singing. How dare you be optimistic and report an event that you just had when you do a disservice to all the black people who don't have access to such a. No, man, I was just saying it was nice. That's all I was saying. It was nice, and I hope some of those other black people who don't get the chance to be in places like that as often as I get to, and as often as those other black families get to. I'm a minority in the people that show up. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if you got to do that. It's beautiful. So that's my report. A rare black middle class beautiful day sighting. And I thought it was noteworthy enough to share with you, to let you know that the sky isn't falling. There are a lot of black, successful, happy black families out there living life in a beautiful way. At least they were doing it yesterday. Now, that may have all been a charade, all designed for me. A performance, a grand performance by the man to make me think it's all good. Just to fill my brain with ideas that it's actually, no. I'm pinching myself. It wasn't a dream. I was there. I saw it. I have some video. I've debated putting some video in this little video. I have video proof if you want me to show you. I may do that. All right? That's it. It was beautiful. Peace.
Reposting your post dating on. I don't want to repost it, bro. Actually,